would like to talk about residency program, artists in residency program internationally, and they will share with us tonight. He is Suryo Herlambang, Park Sunyoung from Korea, South Korea, and also Mr. Jongsuwat from Thailand, and also the moderator is Miss Jong from Arcolabs. She is Korean that stay in Indonesia. So without waiting any longer, I will give this time to Miss Jong. So the time is yours, Miss.
Terima kasih banyak, Miss Yosefa. Good evening, everyone. What a crowd tonight. I didn't expect this much, but I'm very happy to see all of you. Thank you very much for joining us. This is a final presentation of Artists in Residence Exchange entitled Encountering and Discovering. Artists in residence is one of the most uprising trends at this time, especially among Southeast Asian artists. It gives artists an opportunity to travel abroad and also acquire direct cultural experience in other countries. It also gives artists an opportunity to meet new people through direct communication and understand art scenes outside their comfort zone. Meanwhile, we all experience that the contemporary art is getting more complex as it embraces and discusses issues around us. Whether it is a very small, tiny local issue or global issue, it is important to us because it's all related to us in one way or another. So in order to support young artists from Indonesia and Korea, Arcolabs and Komunitas Salihara have worked together with Gyeonggi Creation Center in Korea for 2 months long residency exchange program. Gyeonggi Creation Center is the organization that provides the biggest artists in residence program in the country, having more than 30 studios for domestic and international artists who acquire various programs created and managed by their in-house curator. Our first speaker today is Mr. Suryo Herlambang, who has just participated in Gyeonggi Creation Center residence program. He will share how his experience has opened up a new perspective towards his own potential as an artist. The second speaker is Miss Park Sunyoung. It's a Korean way of naming, but internationally, Harusnya Sunyoung Park. But anyway, because that's what she asked me, why I put Korean way. But who is currently staying in Komunitas Salihara for her arts research. She will discuss the inspiration and experiences that she has gained for last 2 months and how it shall be applied into her future artwork. Our last speaker, but not least, is Mr. Jongsuwat, Angsuvarnsiri, the director of Sopashok, the art center in Bangkok. His art center also runs a residence program in Chiang Mai. He is going to introduce his own program along with his vision and mission. So I'd like to introduce the first speaker. Let me share you a little bit of a bio. You already have a handout, but let me highlight some of his experiences. Suryo Herlambang was born in 1986 and raised in Jakarta. He studied originally architecture at Parayangan University in Bandung. But after he graduated from Parayangan, he also took visual communication design at ITB. After finishing his study, he worked as an art director at an advertising agency until he became a freelance architect and also graphic designer in 2012. Since 2016, he has passionately created a sculpture figure, which led him to take part in the Salihara Trimatra program, which is a three-dimension competition where he received the first place. Congratulations. So he take part in an artist in residence program as a prize at a sculpture artist studio in Tasmania, Australia in 2017. In 2018, he participated in the national art exhibition called Pameran Besar Seni Rupa, and he just completed his artist in residence program in Gyeonggi Creation Center in Korea. Okay, silakan.
Thank you for Art Collab, Salihara, and Gyeonggi Creation Center that give me opportunity for residency. I will explain about my experience at GCC. It's about the place. GCC is located at Daibudo Island, about 3 hours from Seoul by public transportation. And it's part of a province that managed by Gyeonggi Culture Foundation, affiliation with Province Museum, Gyeonggi Museum of Modern Art. And then when I residence at there, they have a program, it's called GCC Festival. It's the program is like open studio and exhibition for the residence artists. This is about the open studio, and this they have 2 exhibition space, and about 40 artists resident at there, and 5 from international artists. And this exhibition, and this is a workshop. I joined for 2 months program. And this the video. Wait, sorry. You can see.
경기 창작 페스티벌을 통해서 작가들이 그동안에 했던 작업들을
GCC is focus for the contemporary art.
38분의 국내외 작가들이
give
거주하고
chance for the
계시는
new
거주
artists and
공간이자 작업
open
공간. 우리
for residency
작가들은
program
어떻게 살고
yearly,
있고 또
annually.
어떤 모습으로 어떻게 작업을 하는지를 모든 사람들에게 공개하는 그런 자리입니다. 문화예술계의 지평을 넓힐 수 있는, 그리고 또 오늘 많은 학생들이 찾아줄 예정이거든요. 그 학생들은 현업 작가들이 어떤 모습으로 작업하는지를 살펴보는 과정을 통해서 꿈을 키워갈 수 있는 기회를 만들고자 하는 것이 2018 경기 창작 페스티벌의 중요한 목표이기도 하고 저희가 하고자 하는 방향이기도 합니다.
International artists from Vietnam. They have space too. It's called New Art Space in Hue, in Vietnam. That's my work. Yeah, it's I focus about interest about the small figure. They have 3 different studio and small studio. Okay.
시간이어서 좀 아쉽긴 하지만 작가분들 개개인이 어떤 작업을 펼치고 있는지 그리고 어떤 것들을 고민하고 계신지를 알 수 있는 시간이어서 제가 나름대로 만족을 하고 있습니다.
Okay. This is a requirement from the program is give the workshop for audience. And then where? Sorry. Oh, this. How? Presentasi. Oh, okay. Okay. During the program, most of the time I'm observation for the culture and historical site like and museum, private and art scene at Seoul and Gwangju and Busan. My first observation is about the Korean, how they the Korean historical background, like it's have a same period of independence like in Indonesia, but the growing is very fast than Southeast Asia, especially Indonesia. So we learn, I can learn how they run their system like that. This, and they have many museum that exhibition a good presentation, and this art scene I visited this Gyeonggi Museum of Modern Art. It's part of province, and they affiliate with GCC in Gyeonggi. This is MMCA. Every government museum in Korea have a program that synergy with incubation for artists, and like for the government and give the grant, and then the duration for incubation is long. Yeah, it's good for a new artist for explore and make artwork. It's about like Park Sunyoung is about 1 year program. Yeah. And this MMCA Guachon, this is SEMA, and this held a Media City Biennale about the contemporary new media art that international artists is joined in this exhibition. And this my interest about sculpture. So this about the exhibition is about commission work for Olympic 1988. Yeah, and they always combine with a new artist, and yeah, it's interesting for me how they preserve the history and their vision for the new artists like that. This is the famous artist in Korea, American artist is June Paik. June Paik. Yeah, many new media art inspired by this artist. And this is the Gwangju Biennale. It's about 3 hours from Seoul, and it's the biggest art fair, the Biennale in Korea. So they have many places, and especially this year, the government is open for the peace between Korea and North Korea. So the topic is about border and about about the difference with the unity in diversity, like that. And this I'm interested with this exhibition because the government collaborate with artists how to run the abandoned place, like abandoned building, like in Gwangju. I think there's no landscape or a beautiful view, but they have a historical the historical place that maybe it's dark history, but the government held the Biennale, and people come and they can package the dark history with a new way, with especially with art. So many visitors come to the Gwangju Biennale. So how art impact the big impact for the place, like that. This is Busan Biennale. Yeah, it's the title is Divided We Stand. Yeah, it's about so it's more about between North and South Korea. Like that. And this the Gyeonggi Millennium Doku Festa. So the government have a program for artists, like they acquisition for artwork for artists, and so like maybe for the especially for the contemporary, maybe not easy to market, but the government give change for artists for they acquisition their artwork, like that, and preserve their artwork. It's like national treasure, like that. This, and in Korea is very, very hype art scene. Many private museum and art space. And this I visited. This is a private museum. Many private museum collect the international artists. So and old master from the Korea. So the young artist is maintained by government. So it's a good system, I think. And this the art market festival in Goyang, near Goyang, Art Asia. It's like that. And my interest during my residency is a church. Many church in Korea, especially in near my place in Ansan City. many like same like in Indonesia, many mosque in everywhere. So yeah, it's like yeah, just different religion. Yeah, just yeah. I think it's interesting for me. And this is yeah, a small research I googling. I'm googling. Yeah, it's the percentage about the religion. Many is the Protestant majority. Yeah, and this is I'm very interested about the evangelists. They in the street they proclaim the gospel, and they yeah with speaker, and yeah, I think it's quite extreme for me because it's like yeah push people to agree with them. So the background is very plural. I think many yeah we cannot insist another religion or doctrine. So I think it's quite interesting for me. So yeah, the and many I make a small research and many secte in Korea. Yeah, it's about 50 religious leader in Korea who claim to be either Jesus or second or God himself, like that. So and they growing very for like for small community, and I have read some secte is about 1982 only 13 people. Now it's 1,000. Yeah, around yeah 1,000 people, and they growing up. Yeah, it's sometimes they commit for suicide or like that. It's very horrible. Yeah, for that yeah I make my yeah my souvenir from Korea like that. So I interesting with the heavenly commodities, like religion is like commodity. Sometimes they sell the name of God for their purpose, like that. So yeah, it's sometimes yeah it's make some problem. And this I represent my work with this character is from Chinese character is about heaven or sky. Yeah, yeah, it's like the superior. So I make some this I use for a symbol for my work, represent my yeah my opinion about heaven for sale, like that. Yeah, this is my work. Yeah, I make a figure like in Catholic they have a small religion like saint, like that. So I make the souvenir saint, the present saint that I create, like that. I make a character. Yeah, this like this, and this the new yeah the new generation. I don't know what happened with people new generation with the cult secte. Yeah, I make some drawing. It's like remind me about the place, like that. And this I'm just capturing the moment and what they do, and I make some, yeah, it's like a propaganda about the heaven, like that. Okay. My opinion is art is about the medium to construct perception and preserve idea. Okay, thank you.
Terima kasih banyak, Mas Suryo Herlambang. It was very interesting sharing. I'm actually very impressed with the fact that he not only has a very broad understanding of the art systems in Korea in such a short time, but actually what he observed seems pretty accurate. And as a foreigner who live in other country myself for quite a while, it's been also very quite up to date information that I just gather. The church symbols, it's really in everywhere, every corner, and the evangelists, the people who are preaching on the streets, you can actually see when you go to a very popular fashion district called Myeongdong. Everyone is really focusing on purchasing, items, cosmetics, baju. Tapi it's very surreal to see the evangelist group of people are preaching right there. But as a Korean, I didn't really pay attention because it was very ordinary scene. Right, even though they were there and tried to speak really out to the people, but nobody really cared. But I just found out that the foreigner found it very interesting, even use it as an inspiration for your artwork. So anyway, thank you very much. I think I have to inform this first before we move to the second presentation, that today's event is not only about the presentation, but we actually have a small showcase at the second floor of the cafe around the corner of this complex, and you can see Suryo's figurine-based sculptures and also drawing installations right there. Now I'd like to move to the second speaker, Park Sunyoung. She is still a resident artist in Gyeonggi Creation Center. She studied at Sangmyeong University in Seoul, majoring in fine art and sculpture. After she finished her study, she moved to Kunstakademie Düsseldorf in Germany, where she successfully graduated as an honor student of Professor Richard Tekun in 2013. She represented Switzbalter projects for 3 years and became an exchange artist in the scholarship program of German Leipzian Art Foundation. She participated in a residence program of Anthony Rain Art House. She also participated in various international group exhibitions, including Rising Artists Personal Exhibition at Gallery Palais de Seoul in 2018, France Korean Youth Artists Exhibition 2016, and German Lembruck Museum Project Exhibition in 2015. Okay, silakan.
Hello. It's a big honor to present in Comunitas Salihara during last 2 months. And I thank you so much to 3 institutions to give me an opportunity and discover the new world and to meet new people. Okay. I prepared one presentation. It's called Neutral. It's actually the stem of culture of Jakarta. I'm going to start to explain about the word neutral. Neutral is a Korean new word combined with new and retro. I think all of you know about the definition of retro. Retro means retrospective, and which means a new enjoyment of retro. Representative characteristic of the neutral is that means productive or service enhanced with the latest technology to analog sensibility, memories and nostalgia for middle age, and new and fun for the young generation. Who and why people desire retro? And those who suffered from the blind speed in the modern society, where technology and culture are too fast, we pursue the old slow life to overcome this. In this way, modern people are attracted to aesthetic of insecurity and the sense of fulfillment that they get, and they got spiritual fulfillment from old and insignificant things. So for me, neutral is an excitement about the past that has never happened before. So as a foreigner, I felt this neutral during my stay in Indonesia for the last 2 months. This is a series of photographs of the vibrant Jakarta's neutral, especially concerned with angkot. I think all of us, you know about angkot or not? Which is existing in Indonesian minibus. I focused on its mobility and spatiality that was observed and discovered according to local aesthetic sensibility. I'm gonna start. This is what first day I arrived in Jakarta on 25 November, and then the next day I noticed. The car, the car, I know, sorry. The car. Actually, this car is that car in the video was very similar to me because this is one of the trending neutral car in South Korea. So in Indonesia, this car called angkot. This is photographs from my studio. And then I started close to angkot and then researched this characteristic of angkot. And firstly, this angkot is open space with the never closing door and welcoming passenger. And secondly, I was really enjoyed it with this outstanding visual attraction. And then, I added also some example from the other city, which is Bandung. And also, thirdly, aesthetically well designed and combined the colors according to structure and part. You know, here, how can I this? So you can see this outline of a window, how they outlined this thing, and then it's the color of the wheels. You know, this was for me very, very interesting. And also this it's color combination with chroma, I think. It's and also not only color, but this how they identified it differently by driver. I think they tuned or outlined the backlight, maybe as you could see. So because I interested in this car, not only this is a neutral car, but also I made a car in my work. So this is I made a car in real size in 2012. So this is a little bit transport firm, but I constructed and then I mounted it and then all everything. So that's why I personally interested in this construction of kind of this, you know. So and also I made also minibus. So this is the way how they and then it looks how they make different structure. Then this is, I think, it's very familiar. So, and then I started to observe inside, and also angkot. Inside of angkot is very low cell in the tiny space. I'm sorry, this is not well filmed, so because it's filmed by iPhone. And then, but it took time. I was crammed by 12 passenger. So thanks to this clever made this small chair. Yeah, this is very sweaty, but it's very interesting to be experienced. So, and then thirdly, this is space. This is space, which is car should be also transformed public or private space for middle-aged driver. Then you can see. And then this is very silly question, but I also ask myself, what is this object? And decoration for property or own taste, you know, or so. And there was, but for young age driver, it's just a living space, but also fun space. So you know, as you could see, this car is somehow transformed and then modified, you know. So and then very colorful and with the slide is, you know. And then its structure was transformed. This, yeah. And at night, it's transformed into the club, and also very with the loud sound, music. So bam bam, you know? So and it's very very interesting, this space. So for me. And then in conclusion, through angkot, I could encounter local people and feel within in every day. It sounds Chinese, but it's, you know. Anyway, and then experiencing mobility differently. I go back. And also I could discover the locality in movement. So in the end, suddenly I thought if I could, then I would like to build once again kind of this car. Actually, this is the last one I made it in 2015. But if I could, I would like to make a car or space inspired by angkot in the future. So let's move to Indonesian Contemporary Art. This is a report on my residency life and the characteristics of Indonesian Contemporary Art in Jakarta, Bandung, Yogyakarta, seen through the residency program, which is I think, the very representative place. So, contemporary art. First of all, this is quite a short report of my residency life. This is first day. I think that the day after my arrival. This is first meal, Indonesian meal, and then I was suddenly invited to have a lunch with the team of Salihara. So then I met them all. I think most part of the Salihara team, and we got the lunch together. So it was very nice. And then after that, I got also presentation, and then I introduced my artwork. And then I gave the student workshop, which was themed about experimental photo file workshop. That means I gave them my photo files skill. Actually, I'm making photo file. That means photo is overlaid and clad. So I gave them my own photo file skill. Then we shared ideas and creativity together. So in the end, we got the photo together. So I'm going to report the art scene of Jakarta. It is a list of where I visited. And then with this mark with the asterisk, then I'm going to mention a little bit. So these three art spaces chosen by perspective of artists according to the accessibility or potentiality. First of all, Comunidad Salihara is an art center supporting artistic and intellectual wealth and leading spreading Indonesian culture. And especially I'm going to outline this intellectual wealth because not only visual art, or also and they try. As long as I could understand, is they tried to really reading Indonesian culture. So, and then secondly, dialogue is, I think, it's art space cooperated with FX Harrison, which is very legendary Indonesian artist, and supporting young generation artists. So. If I'm not wrong, and they give an open call regularly, and then they give some opportunity to participate in their own exhibition. So, which is very impressive. So, this legendary great artists do in cooperation with this project. So, this is very positive. For me. So, and thirdly, Lubana Underground is this kind of alternative art space. They bring to discussion and also enriching the experience and the knowledge of the contemporary art. Yeah, I hope personally, I hope that Indonesian or is going to be flourishing. To have a kind of alternative art space for young artists. And let's move to the second place, Bandung. This list where I visited, and then gonna mention XYZ 2018 and Orbital Dago. I was quite lucky because that day where I arrived in Bandung, is running this art fair. It's art fair in Bandung. It's firstly is governmental institution. That means supported in governments. So. It's very nice to see because I couldn't find nothing so particular thing between European art fair and Bandung, this art fair, because so I think because of this history of this development city or character of art scene is Bandung. That's why. Their art scene is quite like European. So they and mostly artists based in Bandung is mostly invited and present in this tour and this fair. And then one of the artists of Bandung, he called Evin Bindu Paranta. He's co-founder of Omnispace. and then he, for example, do drawing, and then he transformed in different medium into sculpture, as you see in the right photos. Yeah. And then orbital dago, I was very lucky, and then that day he had this curator of Art Valley had a birthday, so I invited it that night, and then we got to meet together and discuss about art. This is very nice. Okay, this is the last place, Yogyakarta. I don't know, maybe you know already, in Yogyakarta is very flourished art collective. So I'm gonna present the two art collective, but also Cemetery Art House, which is one of the oldest, biggest art house in Yogyakarta. They concern normally new media artwork. As I visited there, it was exhibition were learning about the sounds, also same about sounds and noise. Yeah, and then following two art collective, which is one of both is Ace House Collective and On Art Laboratory, and they are very initiative. I think this art collective is founded in 2012. They do also initiatively exchange program between I think Thai or Southeast and Asia art collective. And last one, Luang Mes 56 collective. They focusing on development photography, especially in medium photography, and also they concern the same very critical or contextual works. Oh, so and even though three cities has different way to doing art, but the common sense is Indonesian art is like sharing experience and joy through art. This is what I'm normally in general impressed in during 2 months in residency program. So I'm gonna finish it with this phrase, and you can. I can in the residency program. I can discover the world, but also understand others better, and also communicating with the people. I can rediscover itself, and also in between them, I can rediscover myself. So I thank to three institution, Gyeonggi Creation Center, Art Collabs, and Pembicara Salihara, and terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Park Sunyoung. Looking at your presentation, I'm really surprised. How could you manage to do all that for 2 months? Not only looking for your inspiration and exploring the urban, but you went to 3 different cities to explore art scenes, meeting artists and artist collectives, and even you research what they are actually doing. Right, so thank you very much. And once again, I realize that how important it is for artists to not just to stay in the studio and then struggling with their artwork, But as our tujuan, it's very, very important for artists to go really out there, meet the people, see how people live, you know, in a daily life. I think that's the point why we create this kind of a residency exchange program. And the other thing that made me quite interesting to focus from your presentation is now I kind of compare between the presentation from the Master Studio and presentation from Miss Park. The Korean art system is now I can say so extremely urbanized, extremely modernized. I can even see from how they present the karya in the museum. And also you've been to so many government-run museums, right? In a way, government-run institution is pretty good because it's quite systematic, right? It happens, it planned in advance, it happens what is supposed to happen. But the Indonesian, looking at your presentation, Park Sunyoung, I can see that the Indonesian, the people's like strength is individual characteristic. It's really blossoming, you know, and then it's sometimes randoms, right? And also people do not really systematically plan, but just talk, communicating. But then they have an idea, and then they have initiative to run something. Right, so I see it's a completely different culture, but I believe that since the good thing about today's talk is we have many guests from Thailand, so it's a quite multicultural session. So I believe that later you might have many questions or comments to them. Okay, now I'm supposed to move to the next presentation, but yeah, he will come back soon. And the other thing is, it's just a cerita from me as an organizer. The Gyeonggi Creation Center, Art Collapse, and Community Salihara, when we had a meeting with the artists, we told them that because they're very takut, so worry what they have to produce. Please don't produce. Don't think about producing anything. Just come and experience, travel. We'll give you money. Just go out and meet the people, right? Eat something enak that you cannot find in your own country. So we agree. You know, we were in the same page. We agree. But then in the end, I think they are really artists, but at the same time maker. So Park also created something that you can see later on in the small showcase at the cafe gallery. So now let's move to the third presentation by Mr. Jongsuwat. Jongsuwat's Angsuvarnsiri is the director at Sapasok, the art center, one of the most prestigious art galleries in Thailand. He has gained formal education at the Sotheby's Institute of Art in London and is currently based in Bangkok and also Chiang Mai oftentimes. His personal interests in the art business, hybrid culture, and also sociology, which gave him an opportunity to co-curate our current exhibition in Gallery Salihara. Okay, silakan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jongsuwat, as Jongok kindly introduced me. Today I'm gonna be speaking with you about our residency program. How many artists do we have in this room? Artists? How many curators do we have in this room? Quite a number. So I'm going to be talking to you why residency programs are important for both artist and curator. Our residency is based in Chiang Mai. Why Chiang Mai? Chiang Mai is, I would personally say it's a second biggest city for culture in Thailand. It's possibly one of the pioneer city in terms of contemporary art. When Chiang Mai University opened, and we had one of the greatest artists in Thailand, arguably, Montien Bunma. He graduated from France, and then he moved to Chiang Mai to teach, which kind of led the city to become known for abstract art, but also contemporary and conceptual art. So Chiang Mai, even though the art market itself is quite small, in terms of the artist community, it's very tightly knitted, which means that once you're there, you really get to meet the artist community and the art sort of creative. And it's not just art, but also design. So the mayor of Chiang Mai is really pushing for the city to become a design city. We have Design Week, we have Nap Art Market. It's big on textiles, furniture, jewelry. So a lot of things going on in Chiang Mai, and it's very exciting. Our residency site itself, it's actually about, I would say, 20 minutes outside of the city center. We have a small farm. We do a vegetable salad farm and fruit melon farm. And then behind the farm, we have a number of houses, as you see here. Each house are very unique and very characteristic in itself. The top house you see there was actually in the previous slide. It's got two. It's the only house that's got 2 floors. We can have each artist have separate entrance, and they can have their own living unit. And then each of the other houses are sort of on its own. And then the big house in here is where everybody share their lunch, or if you want to have meetings, this is where everybody gathers. So yes, we have quite a complex of houses. Here you see the interior, very beautiful sunset on that side, very romantic. You have some entrance here that you see different separate, very interesting architecture, because I think the previous owner kind of left the houses sort of made in different style according to his mood. So we get, you know, very typical Thai sort of wooden houses, but then you also get these kind of, like I would say it's very, in a way, very Mediterranean. The one before, you see that one on the top right, you know, with like a really boxy style. You don't really see that in Thailand so much. So it's very interesting architecture-wise. When we acquire the land, these accommodations are already there. We only just had to patch up and clean a little bit. So we left it as, you know, the way we found them, basically. Some of the parts inside. Yes, so each living unit, you can actually work inside. But we also have a separate studio where it's like a shared studio where artists can work together as well. But if you want some peace and quiet, you can also stay in your rooms, and then you can work on your own. Here again, you see different rooms. This one is particularly nice. You have like really nice natural light coming up from the top as well, and then it's sort of a really nice small unit that you know, you can spread your works on the floor, and then you can be really creative. So we do both artists and curators. Originally, we had wanted the residency to be only just for artists and only foreigners, because down in Bangkok, we prioritize so that the exhibition calendar is 80% Thai artists. We want to support local artists. So we were frustrated because we had the opportunity to work with so many great foreign artists, but we don't really have the calendar available. So for the residency, we decided that we want to give that opportunity for foreign artists first. Now in our sort of second year, we're on our 4th cycle now. We decided to have a quota for 1 local artist as well, because we think that it's really important that foreign artists visiting Thailand get to actually meet and mingle and get to know the Thai art scene and really connect with the people in the circle. So here we are, the first 4, fantastic 4 of our first cycle. We have Natalia from England. She's actually Russian, but she's based in London. She's actually one of the youngest member of very prestigious Royal Oil Painting sort of, how can I say, club? It's kind of club, society in London. And you have to go through a very, very rigorous procedure before you get accepted into the Royal Oil Painting Society. So she's one of them that we are very happy to have. Akira Ishiguro from Japan. After working with us, we also continue to work with him. Very happy to work with Akira. So we brought him to Art Fair as well. And now, on the 2nd of February, we will have a solo show at our gallery in Bangkok as well. So when we connect with artists, we don't just, you know, give them the space and you stay there for 2 months, 3 months, and then you sort of, that's it, you know. We want to forge a long-lasting relationship that we continue to work one way or the other. Marco on the right there, he's actually illustrator slash graphics designer. His portfolio has a lot of cover designs for magazines around the world, especially from New York-based magazines. So Marco was there with us working on graphics and illustration. And then Montana on the far right, she's a conceptual artist from USA. Having spent the 3 months with us, Montana then went on to get a permanent post at Chiang Mai University. So then that also kind of, for me, it's a great success, because not only did the artist get to mingle and get to know the local community, but it also extends beyond that, and she gets to really be within the Thai community. So now if you go to Chiang Mai, you can meet Montana there as well, and she can tell you all the wonderful experience she had with us, hopefully. So you can see here that we have a wide discipline of artists, from a conceptual artist, oil painter, illustrator, you know, you name it. In our second cycle of residency, we have Lauren. She's actually a curator. So what happened was she emailed us one day and said, look, I'm very interested in your program, but I'm actually a curator. Is there space for me? I said, sure, why not? So we put her in the city. And then she spent originally 2 months staying with us, and she wanted to do research on Thai artists. She ended up spending 1 year in Thailand. So it became a really long residency for her, although she didn't stay with us for the whole program. But I'm very happy that, you know, she found the experience rewarding. And 2 days ago, we just opened a show presenting her research. So we put together a curator-focused exhibition based on her research, which she will also use that as part of her PhD thesis as well. So I'm very happy that we were able to be a part of a long journey that Lauren will pursue. Currently, we have 2 artists. Actually, we have a few more just joined us a couple of days ago after this presentation is done. But you can see here in the 3rd cycle, we have Nadav from USA. He's a LA-based performer slash film director. And then we have Sachin there from India, who I would call paper engineer, but also very conceptual artist. Sachin, particularly, he was actually nominated for Venice Biennale the last time, but unfortunately he wasn't able to raise fund in time, so he didn't get the chance to go. But nonetheless, he still contribute a lot to the dialogue we have at the residency, and yeah, we are very excited to have him joining us, and we'll have a show with this group of artists in February, and then again in March in Bangkok. The kind of research varies, and before the artists join the residency, we have an interview and we talk about what is the nature of their research, what they would like to do, what they would like to know, and then we try to design a rough sort of structure of their program during the time with us, which is around 90 days, by the way. So with Lauren, it's more academic. She did you know, interviews. She went to meet with research centers. Lauren herself was doing a research on the belief of life outside of the Earth, the outer space, and what different culture or different people believe is out there. So she was talking to local scientists, researcher, astronomer, and that was her basis of the exhibition that we just opened a couple of days ago. We also have field research. Nadav here, he was doing a research on superstitions, ghosts. So we got him to speak with monks and also with a shaman talk about, you know, all the black magic and beliefs in Thailand and all that, which is very exciting. Sachin, on the other hand, he was doing research on bugs and insects in Thailand, and then we took him to different centers. Unfortunately, Chiang Mai itself doesn't have, you know, all the wonderful modern and contemporary museums as much as you have here in both in Indonesia and also in Korea. We have one contemporary art museum, but we also have all sorts of different other programs that we provide for the artists. In terms of the tools itself, we don't actually have the facilities at the residency. We have the studio space, you know, and if you want to paint or draw or do some sort of small works, you can do at the residency. Otherwise, before the artists join the program, we ask them about the nature of their works, and then we partner up with local studios. So if you want to work in clay, we have clay studios that we are partners with. If you want to work in printmaking, we have 4 different kinds of printmakings, from silk screening, etching, lithography, woodcut, you know, and then we connect them with the local studios. So here you see the artists sort of go around different shops and studios and talk with the real experts about their works. On the residency side itself, you can work. So here you have Marco working in the studio, whereas Natalia, on the other hand, she preferred to work outside. And then you have Montana, on the other hand, she was working inside her own residency unit. And this is from works from Sachin. You can see on the far right the kind of paper engineer that he was doing, based on he imagines this fantasy land about how insects and humans sort of intertwine, and how the complex urbanized capitals like Bangkok or New Delhi or New York, how that skyrise sort of works like a cocoon for people like us who are like insects that are inside the cocoon. So he was doing research, and then he was playing around with paper craft, and then he has the final results that we will present. In terms of exhibitions, the first 4 artists had their first show with us in February last year, 2018. In our space in Chiang Mai. So in Chiang Mai, we call ourselves SAC Art Lab, because we want that space to be literally a laboratory. So you can experiment, you can try out new things, you can just present your research, an ongoing work process, rather than a polished final work that you won't necessarily have the time during the 2-3 months, as you would know. So here we have a humble space. I think it's about 70 square meters. We have 2 floors, so it worked out quite well with the group artists. So here we have all the local art community showing up for support. I think wonderful thing about doing residency is that once you get to know the local art scene, the local artists, on your opening night, they are the ones who want to come and see and get to know you through your works. And they want to come and really see what is it that you do during the 2-3 months that you're there. So in a way, there's only so much the program itself can facilitate for the connection. But otherwise, it's the artist's own effort in also doing that connection. So it's not just about doing research or just about gaining cultural experience, but it's also about networking chance. You get to meet with local galleries, artists, and you extend your own network based on that. Here again we have on the Here again we have on the second floor, you have the installation work by Montana, and then Akira from Japan, on the other hand, he was painting this wonderful elephant, and then you have the rest of the artists on the other photographs. Once the show finishes, the artists get feedback, and they have about 2 or 3 more weeks to reassess their exhibition, and then we take their works to Bangkok, and that's where the where the real thing happens. That's where the magic happens, and people from Bangkok, after they've seen posts and stories about these artists working in Chiang Mai, we then take their work to show in Bangkok. Here we try to arrange it so it coincides with the French Embassy's Galleries Night, which is one of the I would say biggest art events in Thailand every year. So we attracted a lot of people, and this exhibition was, I would say, quite a successful show. So you can see it's a very different vibe to how it was in Chiang Mai, and I think the artists are really. I think it's a nice way to really give artists a little pressure, you know, after they've seen what they could do in Chiang Mai, then to move their exhibition to Bangkok and then have a, you know, a dedicated art space for their works. This exhibition literally just opened on the 15th of January, so a couple of days ago. Like I said, this one is curated by Lauren Reed, who stayed with us for a year. So it's a curator-focused exhibition rather than on the artist. So in a way, it's very interesting for us as well because it gives the gallery and the art center the chance to work with artists that we would otherwise don't get the chance to work with if there were an in-house curator. So you know, we are constantly open for external curators to submit, you know, names and work with external artists as well. So for the people watching from live as well, if you're a curator and you want to work with us, please also contact us because we love it. Here you see the exhibition that just opened. Not very clear because Lauren, like I said, her exhibition is based on outer space. So the exhibition was very dimly lit. The flask you see there is very nice, tumbler. She worked with a local scientist, and he imagines what the outer space would smell like. So he has different bottles that have different sorts of smell that the artist imagines what it would smell like. And then on the far right, you have an installation of sound that you could go and stand in the middle and have this sensorial experience of what they imagine the outside to be. And then you have video works as well. And then we have workshops. So this is happening tomorrow, where the curator invites, you know, the local people to come and join her to create this sci-fi film based on her research. So that's also very fun. So activities-wise, again, we have talks and lectures like I think most residencies have. It's very important for us because we think residency it's a two-way dialogue. It's not just about external foreign artists coming into Thailand to learn about us, but we also want to learn about where you come from, what you do, and share the skills and the experience. So Marco, for example, he actually gave a master class. So we worked with an actual like professional graphics designer, and he shared with us the experience about the workflow of how you work with commission-based product, like magazines, titles, for example, and how you take the brief and how you stay within the brief, but also maintain your own artistic freedom. Montana, on the other hand, gave lectures on approaching conceptual art because she's a conceptual artist, and conceptual art in Thailand is still quite a difficult subject. I think people still don't know how to approach or how to access or understand conceptual art, so we asked the artists to give a lecture on that. We also have workshops, so here, Marco, again, this is when you see that he was, you know, talking with a graphics designer about taking briefs. And then Natalia on the far right worked with local university students about landscape painting, but also showing some techniques that she picked up from her academy. We also did talks by local schools. Our residency is about 5 or 10 minutes from a very local school, and they, you know, the kids, they've never seen contemporary art. They don't really know what art is all about, and it's very, very nice to invite these kids and, you know, get them to be used to art and know how to handle art, how to respect art, but also how to enjoy art. So I think that's wonderful that we are able to collaborate with the local school regularly. We have visitors all the time. We try, like you see here with the students, but we also have a local and foreign curators and artists. Whoever visit Chiang Mai, we try to bring them to meet with the artist. Like I said, I think it's very important that the artists get to really have feedback and third-party opinions about their work and really be critical about what they do, so that they get to the chance to develop that. I think outside of university, you don't really get the chance to get critique. So I think it's a very important experience for the artists themselves. We also do tours. This is one of our curators from Bangkok, Cho, and we take them around Chiang Mai, and you get to really see different kinds of tourist attraction, but also you get to see what makes up Chiang Mai. You see the lifestyle, you see the coffee culture, you see the nightlife, you see all the festivals, and yeah, in general, get a feel of how we are, and really understand what it is about Chiang Mai that we, even Thai people, we love and we're very proud of, and get to really feel the city and the country. Here you have some samples of meeting with local artists. The artist in the middle here is very established Thai artist, one of the very few Thai artists who are internationally known and established and respected. So very difficult to get meetings with him, and I'm glad that the artists are able to meet with them. Tassanai, the artist on the far right, recently just won awards from I think the Singapore Biennale. I'm not sure, it might be. Sorry, my information might not be so accurate, but he recently just won awards as well. And Tawatchai, the artist on the left here, he also is very renowned, went to Venice Biennale, Sydney Biennale, and he's done a very, a nice round of museum shows and biennales around the world. So getting these artists to meet with local artists also is nice to understand the context of contemporary art within Thailand. So here's my last slide. I'm trying to, I'll walk you through a very quick process of what we're trying to achieve right now. At SAC Art Lab, we want to be, a center for a network, really, and we want to connect with residencies around the world. We want to hopefully one day create a sort of an exchange program with other residencies, so that we also want to find opportunities for Thai artists to get to go outside and show the world what Thai contemporary artists have to offer. And there are many other ways we can do that. We also do art fairs. We also do shows like we do here in Jakarta, but also another initiative that SAC is trying to do is to connect with local residencies in other countries. So we already have a partner in Taipei, Bamboo Curtain Studio, who give us quota each year to accept Thai artists in exchange for their local artists. We also connect with the French Embassy in Thailand. They have been wonderfully supportive about the whole program, and we're receiving French artists to staying with us as well. And then hopefully we can continue to establish that network of residencies, so that we can continue to have rotations of artists to, like what you guys do here. I think it's wonderful, and it's very inspiring to hear, what you did here in Korea and Indonesia. So that pretty much rounds up my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. It's a comprehensive presentations. It's from which we were able to learn not only about your facilities or venues, but more about your activities and programs. And then as for me, I watch your presentations more with the curator and arts manager perspective. That it gives me some reflection on the role of the curator, that it's not only about only focusing on the exhibitions or meeting the artists, but or facilitating them, but I think it's also about how to communicate, build a dialogue with them, and also provide cares and attentions. I think you are very lucky to have the curators who work with you. Yeah, so And also, it's very impressive that you try to really understand each artist, what their visions are as an artist, but what they're interested in. So that way that you can facilitate properly and also match up with what they need in during their stay in Chiang Mai. So our presentation session is done. Before, actually, we have a little time for gallery tour together with artists. But before we do that, I'd like to open to the audience for any questions or comments or your own sharings of participating in other residency program. Because it seems like, as I said before, since it's very multicultural atmosphere right now, and many artists and curators who already have an experiences, so it could be a very good sharing session. Okay, not only the one way, but it can be like 2 ways. So first, if you have any questions to any speakers, please.
Good evening, I'm Ibam. I'm curious about Park Sunyoung work. Based on your presentation, your works are talking about spatiality and mobility. I wonder, in these 2 months period, how is this new spatiality and mobility influenced your new work? I'm just curious about that. And I'm also curious about the residency program. Well, I don't know much about residency. I've never been one. But I'm curious about, is there any a certain focus that or a certain goal that covers the residency, or is it just a really broad residency that adapts with the artist or the curator's nature? Thank you.
Thank you for questions. Actually, I didn't understand what exactly you mean. The second question. So.
How does the new spatiality and mobility affect the new?
You mean that you want my new work should be concerned this mobility and spatiality? I didn't really think about that, actually. What I can answer to you is gonna be definitely concerned with the angkut, and also, and then it should be made maybe this object, and the everyday object, maybe Indonesian object, but transform the space. So it could be possible, but I'm thinking of this. I'm not sure. So I really thought about just in the future I will make a car inspired just angkut. Maybe could be also with this characteristics of inside, or this characteristics of angkut, which is inside or outside, should be influenced, but the exactly what form should be the resistance, I'm not sure. So maybe space with temporality, I think. Yeah.
I'm just curious about this spatial experience you've encountered in this residency program. Is it
special?
Because Yeah, just talking about the speciality of your work, because is it different with, I don't know, when you travel in the other countries or other places, because you're talking specifically about angkot, which is pretty much a low ceiling, and with this, I'm just curious about how you perceive your new work, about the spatial movement, about.
What is interesting experience was actually what happened to me in Indonesia. I think I can better answer you rather than this concern, this spatiality. No, I think how this society runs, because my first impression was in Jakarta is no control, and because I have been a long time in Europe and over 10 years, so I'm educated in a very right way in the structure. So. But after that, I was kind of shocked. I was very shocked because first time as you see this video clip, I even couldn't find this work site on the street. So everybody and cars and motorcycles run together on the street, and you know, this no control, no indication. It's just quite. It was just quite strongly shocked, cultural shock. But I think, and after that, the time goes past by. Then I think it's one of the character which is very strong is in Indonesia. Because I felt in a way very free. So this is during that I re-educated in this not control system maybe. Then I felt kind of freedom here. So which is very positive. Yes. Thank you. I don't know if this is a good answer to you, but.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I just want to add one thing. After she arrived, it's her first time. And as she said, that she lived in Korea and Europe most of the time. So the urban atmosphere is very grid right there. But here is more organic, right? Very unexpected. But grid system in the urban city is very expected. You know, either left or right, straight. That's it. But here's really organic, and I remember she came to me like a couple days after she arrived. She showed me some picture. I saw some men on the road who are stopping and helping people to make turns, and they're also collecting. So it was also a very interesting experience for me too, that there are so many things to observe and watch on the street.
And also, I follow an idea which is concerned angkot, but I couldn't know the prices of angkot. So first time I used the angkot, I paid I think 4,000 EDR, and after that 3,000 EDR. Is quite the same distance, you know. And then after that, I paid 2,000. This is, you know, it's no rule here. So yeah, it's just, first time I felt, oh my God, but in the end, I enjoyed it. That yeah, it's also to me kind of fun.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any other questions?
Hello, my name is Pat. My question is for Mr. Jongsuwat. What is the biggest obstacle in managing and maintaining an art center, particularly in Thailand?
What are the obstacles?
Yeah, the biggest obstacle.
What? I think we're going to be spending a long evening talking about that. You mean specifically just for the residency, or you mean in overall the art center?
Yeah, we can do both.
Right, okay.
The residency.
Residency first, I guess. I think with anything, for us, the most, I wouldn't say stress, but the most pressure is to meet the artist's expectation. I think everyone, come to Thailand or even come to our art center with good intention, and they have their ambition and their dreams and their, everything, and their works are always mostly personal to them, and they trust us in managing and handling those works. So for us, whenever we work with any artist, we take their work to heart and we work with their work personally. So it's always that kind of pressure to meet the artist standard and to do our best to handle their works with care. So especially at residency, when they come into our care for 90 days, it's not just about developing their works, but we are there also their guardian. So making sure they're safe, making sure that they are get the best from the experience, from what they do, but also make it worth their time. They're going to be with us for 90 days. What can we do for them to really develop and really go back at the end of the 90 days and said, wow, I am glad I came here. And I think that is a big obstacle that we impose on ourselves to make it happen. In terms of the art center itself, I think with managing any space, a lot of logistics is important, but also how we are able to design the space and the experience so that it fits for every artist and their works. I think it's a big challenge for us. Other than that, it's how we communicate to the local audience. At our art center, we've been open for 6 years, coming up to 7, but I still learn that there are many local people in the area who don't know about us. So I think it's that challenge of how we can connect the art world with the non-art world and bridge that gap to the local people. I think it's the obstacle that, I wouldn't say obstacle, but I would say it's the challenge that we enjoy tackling every day. Is that kind of answer some of your questions?
Yes, thank you.
My name is Zefan. I just want to share my experience. I was in a residency 2 years ago in Bangkok. I went to Tentacles Art Space Residency Program, supported by Salihara also. And what I can tell you guys in this particular moment, that it was one of my best experience in my artistic career and life. Yes, it is indeed that Bangkok people and the artists really welcoming, and they are very nice. And the things that I really feel satisfied is that the people really open to take you to the not only the major art space, but it's also like underground and alternative art space. Which is I found very interesting. Also, not only that they offer really experimental practice, but they're also like very friendly to people from the outside from the city. And it was only like a two months experience, and I just realized by now that it was one of my greatest experience by far. And I went to the Subasok Art Centers also.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a really great place. Exhibition, I think Miss Jong curated, yeah, that time, yeah.
Oh, wow, so you went to see the actual the concept of self between Thai and Indonesian artists?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
think
go to
that
one?
time, yeah.
Thank you very
And
much.
also that after your presentation, I'm really interested in visiting Chiang Mai. Too bad I didn't have much time in my last visit, but I think from the things that I heard from my friends and from almost everyone, that Chiang Mai is really interesting city to visit, to see how the cultural movement and how the art world works in there. So yeah, I can make sure if any one of you here, Indonesians or any nationality, I think Bangkok is really, or Thailand in general, is really a must-visit place to have or live and develop your artistic practice. Thank you.
I think that we are also almost out of time. Artist in residency, I think it's not just an option. I think it's really, really significant and important for both artists and curators with all different disciplines, because it will not just give interesting cultural experience, but also give a chance to understand other people much better. Because before you become an artist, before you become a curator, we are human beings, right? We live our life just like other people in the sense of phenomenology. So this presentation is not just about gathering the information and data, but we become all friends already. So I really want you guys, approach and get to know more. And then maybe after this program, I hope that you could actually create something together. Okay, thank you very much for staying with us until the end. Why don't we move to the gallery to see the exhibition? Yeah? Oh, okay. I have a request. Let's have a group photo first.